Excellent. Without a hitch. I'm getting better at this shit. Welcome to the circle, ladies and gentlemen, where I, Rev, slowly discover how to use technology. I'd like to introduce all my friends, and I got to pick a new order, so I'm going Stoney Alpinist. How you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Morning, good afternoon, good all of them.
Don't confuse me. I hardly know what time it is right now.
I told you.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Look at that. Look how professional that is. Everyone take note. Howling?
Hey, everyone. What's up?
It sounded like I was afraid to say your name, like you beat me backstage or something. Welcome to the circle. I have zero plans because I just wanted to catch up with all my friends and talk about their gardens because some people have been sharing some pictures that make me feel mighty inadequate. And instead of dealing with it in a professional, healthy way, I'm just going to kind of insult you and talk out a little bit. No, seriously, I don't know where to start, so I'm going to flip a coin, metaphorically, and go with Howling.
What?
Howling.
Because a coin has three sides.
Well, yes. I was going to say mini.
He was just waiting, Howler. He was just waiting for his opportunity. He just made his chance, you know.
How dare you question whether or not I'm cheating behind the screen? Howling.
Why is this one side heavier than the other?
Yeah, my die are always weighted. It's how I get through this. But unfortunately, if you've played D&D with me, you'll know that I don't weigh my die or anything because I roll like shit constantly. The only constant in D&D is that I roll terribly. But this is not a nerd podcast. Someone saved me from myself. Howling. Let us go through your garden. You have a bunch of fun updates.
I mean, it's going pretty well, and I'm glad.
That's an understatement. Yeah, I think when everything is green and growing very large, very well, is good.
So the worst color, yeah.
Best color, we know
it. No, I'm glad that it's just kind of on autopilot right now because life is just stupid hectic.
Well, let's remind the listening audience what you've got growing, because I think it's been quite a while since we've talked. I know we talked about the Tangy Fox Toe.
Yeah, let's start there. I mean, we'll just start with the known. The fox toe. We don't use French words around here.
The fox toe. Gets so mad he turned his volume off at you.
Yeah, it's my fault.
The fox toe that I got going on in that tent, man, that is just a beast. It is absolutely to the top of the tent. It's grown past. Luckily, I was able to weave it through the light, and it's just hitting the top. But she looks wonderful. It's weird having a plant with that like large of an internodal spacing between them. I'm used to like these short ones, and now like it's 8 inches between buds on it. So it's just like I don't have to worry about any mold with you. Like, you're perfect. That's great. So like that's the one I just don't worry about. But it seems
that's in the 1 gallon, right?
Yeah, not even full. Well, actually, I did put castings on it, so now it's full.
How in the world is it not top heavy?
It is. So it's getting what actually.
This is a unique challenge. You have to worry about the balance of your 1 gallon pot because you've grown too big.
Once it starts,
so I'll have to put
Howling. I'll have to put the yo-yos up on her. And what's nice, because they give you like this copper root mat, and they're like, it's to stop the roots from growing through it. Bullshit. Every one of my plants it like wedges itself into that copper mat, and it's like bullshit. So actually that's working to my advantage because in these small pots, like in small fabric pots, they get this like mat of roots under them, and it just grows everywhere. But it's actually anchored. It anchors through the copper mat into the wicking mat. So it's when I have to, after the grow's done, I have to rip the pot off the mats. It's so much in there. So it kind of works, but I'll still have to put yo-yos up. But then I got the 3 midgets next to it. Comparatively, by themselves, if Tangy wasn't in there, those plants would be a decent size. They're in half gallons. So it would be nice, but you sit next to a 6 foot tall chick like that, I mean, you're going to look like a midget. But those are all uniquely different. I think the one that I'm smell wise is the most happy with is the Alebrije Genetics Jack Tripper, and I purposely got that one because of like the lemonine that's in it. And it's sure enough, there's like a little bit on the stem rub. There's like a lemon pledge type smell coming from it, which I like. Citrus, chemically stuff.
What's the parent of that Jack cross?
Jack Hare and no, it's not. That's Cracker Jack. I don't know. I would have to look. I'll have to look. I forget what it was.
Cross, right?
But it's not straight. It's one of his Jack ones, and they made a play on the name or something. I forget.
It's not super important. I was just curious.
No,
anything that's lemon pledge is a plus.
That one's nice. Looks wise though, the Chem Labrada cross with the purple Pakistani Chitral Kush. I think I got it right that time. Is awesome because it's like instantly start getting purple. And I love colors in the garden, so it's kind of nice to go see that and not see all the damn green. But it's nice. They're frosting up and have purple on them. And then the one that I'm still on the fence about so far is there's the Lunar Skunk that I have growing. She's a slow goer. She's not developing as quick as the other ones. But thanks to Tangy and the way I have to position all the overhead lights, I put the under canopies in because you could just see it. You look back at the tent, you could see the gradient and then just dark at the bottom. It's like, how could I do this? Those three are so short and they're just like, there's no light. So I think they're responding pretty well to that. But I was shocked. I would have to put those in the small pot tent, but it seems to be working out.
Well, I think to pay you a quick compliment, I think you continue to show that you're one of the better small pot organic growers there is, because that shit is impressive, dude. That tent is really something to look at. Everyone should check it out and then cry and then just get angry.
I would not cry. I've seen plenty of people kill it with the small pots on that tray. That's like kind of like we talk about the earth being the secret sauce. Get one of the Trader Grows with some small pots, and you just can't really go wrong. I just wish it was going a little easier. That tent actually, I probably spend the most time with that tent because my hopes were that I could run some of the product line, some of the rooted leaf stuff in the res, and I've been on the rooted leaf Discord getting some tips about it. Doesn't matter. My room's too warm. It starts biofilming all over the damn place and coming and like some of the salt, because two of the bottles have a little bit of salts in them, I think, organic salts that start precipitating out, and it just gets all sorts of fungi. And
so that room, I don't want to give away too much of your location or anything like that, but for when I plan on breaking in and stealing everything, is that room solely get hot because of all of the drivers for the
no
tents,
it gets hot because
it seems like it should be cool.
Well, no, I run opposite because it has the furnace and air exchanger in that room. So like right now it's it's just always pumping out because it's been stupid cold here.
Okay.
And so in the winter
that's
time,
just my misunderstanding of how people deal with seasons.
Well, only when you're in this kind of room. Like a lot of people love growing in the basement because it's usually really consistent. But that room is a pain. It's a pain in the ass just because of the air exchanger and running all that hot heat. Yeah. So I actually may, I don't know. I'm thinking about where I might move some things because probably in May, my middle son will be moving out that has a good chunk of the basement, or at least that corner of the basement. So maybe the summer will be a little easier. I'll move it out because like in the summer, I actually put the drivers in the tents because it gets too cold. That's why I run those ceramic reptile heaters, the non-light emitting ones. Put the drivers back in, and
we got to talk about that in depth one day. When I was planning on doing it, when we were talking about our light episode on the Rev's cheapskate bullshit. But I do want to mention that more in depth. But I think it's really cool to use non-light emitting reptile lights to heat your tent.
It's been a little tricky. Some cultivars, I think, respond differently to it, and I'll just leave it at that. We can talk about it on another show.
Yeah, we'll go into more detail.
But going to the other tent though, is the Moon Diamonds by Moon Grow Botanicals, the Luna All Day. And I purely picked this one up because in the lineage, I think it's either a grandparent or great grandparents, the DJ Short Blueberry that's in it. So I'm like, I love everything blue. She is probably my, so far, sexiest plant I've ever grown as far as shape. It is if you like short, squat, bushy chicks, like this is it. I mean, there is some
notoriously
training
the most sought type.
It's awesome. It's just 70s hairstyle coming out of that pot right there.
Is that the one that you used all the clips on that I saw recently?
I did. I mean, I bought the pack. I'm like, I'm gonna need a couple of them. The pack came and went. Like
it looks like a shrubbery that a rich person would pay a gardener way too much money to keep spherical.
It's
you know
shaped.
What I mean?
It's shaped beautifully. I am experimenting a little bit with the because I use the warm and cool light booster bars in my tent, and I've been changing with like the ratios to try to like as it goes through flower. I usually go in wide open on the blue, like as blue as you can get it, and then I start tapering it off. And so like I'm trying to like introduce the warm light while decreasing the blue light a little bit. I don't know if it has any effect whatsoever, but I'll look in the tent and that's what I want. So I'll just keep doing it. Now I have no idea if it helped or not, but I love the shape of that plant. It might bite me in the ass later because that's a lot of biomass and kind of like this dome shape. So we'll see if it bites me in the ass. I'll probably have to do a lot of leaf art. Oh, I will. It's funny you say that. I ordered some silica crystals today. So I could take I have this idea. And we'll see how far I take it. And I don't follow through on most of my ideas, so feel free to steal it and do it. Is every one of my grows, I want to get some representative leaves and dehydrate. I don't know what it's called.
Press.
But well, just to keep them. And like you could press them in like a book or something. But I was reading like people that preserve flowers, they put it in silica crystal for like a week. And it's just a desiccant. So it just pulls all the moisture out, but it can keep all the colors and actually it gets a little crispy, but
it's a lot prettier to look at.
It seems like, so where I'm getting at is why I'm using the crystals is like, yes, you could take the leaves and press it in a book, but I might even take like a bud off the plant and put it in there and try to somehow figure out how to preserve that. It's kind of dense. There's kind of a tight.
That and just sending it to me. I'll keep a memory of your grows.
But I thought it would be cool.
I attempted to do something like that with pressing leaves where I stacked books on it for like not every grow, but one of the more impressive leaves, like the thinnest leaves I'd always press. But what I found was I had a lot of pressed leaves that I kept breaking because I kept them around longer because I just never got to the projects.
Yeah.
So I think I still have a ton of really impressive leaves that I got to do something with, but
well,
one of these days,
I would like to get some of like those purple leaves. Sometimes you just get that cultivar that has really beautiful like colorings within like between the veins and stuff. And so like I think it would be pretty cool to do that. And then I don't know, from there do something with them. Like I'm not a collector of shit, so I don't want to keep like leaves around all the time. It'd be cool to find a project to use them in or something. Like I've had an idea of like putting them in like epoxy of some sort on like if I made like a rolling tray or something and kind of epoxy like a leaf in or something. At least this will keep me like a library of leaves I could decide to use rather than needing them right at the time that I'm using the epoxy. So anyways, that was a little sidetrack, but I am happy.
No, I love it. I want to go down that sidetrack more sometime.
We'll see if it works. I'm gonna do it with this. So how I got on this is stone plant. I'm gonna take a leaf off of that and try because there's the nice, beautiful, big, wide leaves. Shockingly, the Tangy Fox Toe has the biggest damn dinosaur fat leaf on the lower part of her that I've ever had on a plant. I mean, these things are fucking huge. Anyways, going to the last tent, which is the earliest, frostiest plant I think I've ever grown. It's the Terps cut of Halo. And I knew like it's just forming, like it's when those leaves kind of curl up a little bit and then it gets all frosty all over the top of them. And you got the rails. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. It's like a funky pineapple smell coming from it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He does good work, man.
I got 2 of his plants running right now, and he can always send me a cut. It's kind of amazing. This is my first time growing out a cut, and like he sent it to me, and it was in great condition when I got it. But I mean, it's a cut, so it's small. You'd not think it was now this plant a couple months later filling out a 2x4 and flowering. So it's really cool to. It's my first time doing it, and it went wonderfully. And yeah, like I said, I'll accept all his growers cuts.
Hell yeah, man. He's got a lot of fun projects too. I'm excited to have him on. Yeah, you've got a lot of fun stuff, man. I disagree about the shape being sexy, but everyone's entitled. No, it actually I'll even give you props. It looks perfect, man. It is something that's incredible to see. Speaking of something that's incredible to see, though, Stoney, my friend, what in the hell did you hold in your hand there recently and snap a few pictures?
So that's my entrance to the Alebrije Cannabonsai is it was actually the second. Like I had the main entry. It was kind of my backup entry. It's called a kokedama. So we talked about it last time. It's a style of bonsai where it is literally a sphere, and at the core of it is about, I don't know, maybe a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of living soil. And then it's wrapped with sphagnum peat moss, the kind of stuff that you see wrapped in orchids and that sort of stuff, the long kind of brown, not very attractive looking. And then there's decorative moss, a couple different kinds of mosses that I'd kind of laid out and wrapped around this thing, and then took some of my signature green string and tied it all together into a nice ball. So it's got like, I wove a couple strings of it's basically butcher's twine. It's just a green butcher's twine through the soil. So it kind of crisscrossed through the center mass of the soil ball. So now those all hang below the sphere. And then I have the sphere kind of sitting on this. It's just the same thing that I've always had my Cannabonsais in. It's just a little shallow clay pot. And it's got a stone that's big enough so that the sphere sits kind of above the water line in a sense. And about once a week, I just fill that bowl up, and it soaks it all up within like an hour and a half. And I don't know how this thing is still alive, to be honest with you, but it is still going, man. And it is pretty fucking cool, I gotta say.
How long is it? What day is it?
We're easily a month and a half into it. So,
see, dude, that's impressive. That's hands down one of the coolest things I've seen. Really disappointed you decided to do it this year. I was really gunning to try and do something in that competition, but I live vicariously through my friends.
Me too. The competition is incredible out there.
Have you seen? My only chance to win was year one, and I fucked it, right? Because it has gotten to the point where everyone's creativity is so alarmingly, like, shockingly good that I'm just like, I'm just entering because it's tradition at this point. But I enter and I'm just like, I can't wait to see what other people do because this is gonna suck.
Jay-Saw has the most yag bonsai. It's a middle finger. Like that's all he showed that. I'm like, it's just a middle finger. Like this is awesome.
Dude, he destroyed it too. He's absolutely killed it.
Yeah. And there's so many cool pots and creative things to hold in. That's half the reason.
Shout out Maddie Bloom too, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking so sick.
And just people with multiples and entire little tents set up for them. Like, I think it's really started to kind of take off, and people realize how much fun it actually is and start doing the bends. And even, I've got another one that's in a solo cup that kids bent just for shits and giggles. And it looks really fucking cool. Really cool at this stage. But it's just a fun little cup. I've got a bigger bonsai in the kind of traditional style that I do and have done many times before and played around with it. And it's doing fairly well. I love growing those. I have a lot of fun with them, but this little sphere, this little ball thing is pretty, each day I look at it and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe it's still looking as good as it did. But I think it's just a giant sponge, and I've been giving it I just got some of the fungal dominant worm castings from Missouri Worm Supply, and they are phenomenal. Like, I have yet to see anything as incredible as these. And I made a nice big hearty brothy tea for them, like twice or once with this batch, and I made a batch with some of the vermicompost like 2 weeks ago. And I think that's really what's keeping this little thing alive. But
Oh yeah.
apparently you can do this with any any kind of house plant or whatever. And it's like easier than one would think. The only thing that I have noticed is that, fungus gnats do love mossy things. So invest in a little mosquito bits.
Yeah.
If you have them laying around, it's totally worth it. Because at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week or so, I just have like a little, it's kind of like a squeeze bottle that's got a little shower head on it, almost like a little watering can type things, maybe the 2.5 inches or whatever. And I just keep some mosquito bit water in there. And a couple times a week, I'll just kind of drench the outer moss ball and keep it nice and alive. And if I don't, it sits underneath the light and starts to kind of dry out a little bit. But the very tips and surface of it have actually been growing. So the moss has kind of come back alive too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So super fun, lots of fun, but really cool to see everyone's creativity coming out with the Cannabonsai, and even people that are new to growing or just kind of like giving it a shot and giving it a try. And I think it's just really cool. I mean, I keep mine on my kitchen countertop until the other one's a little bit further along, and it's pretty frosty and budded out, and I'm definitely smelling it in my kitchen at this stage of the game. So over the holidays, it came downstairs and got a little bit of light bleaching.
You didn't want to have that conversation with everybody.
There was one I could have saved for another time.
Yeah,
Most
another
everyone
time.
there was pretty cool, but they all wanted to go back and see the other room. But
Sure.
yeah, I moved it down and put it underneath the big lights, and it definitely likes low light spider farmer, little 1,000-watt.
I like to think of
countertop
it as
one.
having ginger skin, right? It's for
Effectively,
indoors.
effectively. And then as soon as I moved it into the big tent for like 2 days, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. I mean, all it did was just start cycling a bunch of nutrients, and it's a pot of soil that is the same soil that I'm battling with in the rest of my tent. So I'm definitely
Tough road.
challenged. Yeah,
I was gonna
challenged.
say, I decided to play it on hard mode. Well, I appreciate it because it's given us some wonderful pictures, and
Yeah,
quite
man.
frankly, another shot at living vicariously through you. Like I said. Now, what else do you have in your tents, though?
I just moved the Tangy rainbow crossed into the Big Tent.
Oh, hell
So
yeah!
it's now hanging out with the other ones, and there's the night owl and there's the hummingbird hills. Meth mouth is probably the top all-star right now. Master Bruce is doing as good as can be, but I'm definitely battling the soil that I'm in right now, and regretting not just go ahead and redoing the soil all over again. I'm usually pretty good about, after at least 2 runs, dumping the soil and starting from scratch. And I got a little bit off my toes this time, and was like, fuck it, I'll see if I can run 3 times in it. And sure enough, I'm out of nutrients, but I think more importantly, I think I'm struggling with just CalMag. And I think it has a lot to do with my water situation that I've had. It's the 3rd round in that soil. I remember I lost my water softener for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I was pumping straight well water into it. And then I went to like ultra softened water, and then I started noticing all of my, like my humidifier, my fans, and all the white salt floating around. I'm like, okay, way too much softener salt in this. That means it's gonna lock out CalMag in the first place. So then I switched to 50/50 RO to softened water now, and now that my flowers are in stretch, just coming out of stretch, and looking for that last little bit of nitrogen they can't get, and I'm seeing those spots kind of midway up the plant, and it's telling me to do something different. So thank goodness just in time for those Missouri worm castings. So I'm hoping to pull this out of a tailspin. And yeah, this will be the last run with this batch of soil. It's time to go to the up and outside garden. But
That's why I replaced all my soil recently because I was using a lot of tap water, and then I've been learning more about sodium. It's just staying because I run closed systems. I mean, it's just sitting in it's an auto pot tray. I don't ever do runoff or anything.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm resetting. And I know that like when I did my soil test on one of the beds, the run before last, the sodium was bumping up to be a little bit high, whereas they were like, their agronomist was like, you don't have to address it yet, but maybe a run in the future, you're gonna have to flush that soil. I'm like, screw this. Like I'll repurpose the soil for like vegetables or something. And
Yeah.
I bought all new soil, and now I'm running I would say probably at least 3/4 of the time I'm running just straight RO, or I will mix like a 1 to 3 solution of tap water to RO.
That's my next plan is do a 70-30.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 70 RO, 30 softened.
Because I mean, there's some challenges running just RO all the time. So I wanted to give it a little bit of alkalinity and get a little bit of stability to the water itself because it's sitting in this res and everything. And then now maybe hopefully it's not leaching away as much it doesn't leach away. It's sitting there. It just kind of steals it away a little bit.
Right. Well, it pulls the calcium.
Yeah.
And then the magnesium needs the calcium to be unlocked. And so then it's just kind of a secondary unlock. So it really comes down to that calcium need. And nitrogen can help it. Trying to get the biology to get going again. So I gave it some extra enzymes this week. So a little extra SLF 100 to try and break down some of those salts. And I realized I was using a much lower dose of SLF 100 in the last round. And that's really that's by design is going to break down these salts. And so I'm in a little bit of a tailspin. And, trying not to chase my tail on things and just start to not change too many variables into it. Definitely going to be have been adding CalMag for the last 2 res and been adding it in also with my drenches. So I just picked up a really good one to keep around. I used to not use it, but I think it's because I didn't let soil go as long as I have now. And now that I really understand this purpose of CalMag, it is probably one of those things that should be kept around in most growers' back pocket.
And there's a lot of natural or organic options for that. Like I know mostly you're not going to find that, but like there's I think that's TPS or something is the line, and they make an organic one. I know a few people using that, and like I use the rooted leaf CalMag fuel. But yeah, it's like every watering, I toss a little bit of it in there and just kind of keeps it there because I definitely know I've struggled a little bit recently with like calcium uptake, especially 3rd week of flower is when it usually, and I even Hello right now is, I think I kind of got a little too lenient with it. But it's starting to show a couple of rust spots and stuff. I'm like, here we go. But I've also found I'm almost 100% certain that's also the moisture level in the soil as well, which I can get into.
Yeah, tell me more now, man.
So I struggle with the Kiss Organic soil, where my plants always showed the 3 runs I did in it, 2 runs, absolutely always showed calcium deficiency or lockout about the 3rd week of flower. And I was wondering what it was, but at the time I was thinking soil pH, which was a little low, but that soil used to get stupid wet. Like it just soaked instant. I mean, you flood that tray, it's instant, super wet. So I always struggled with that. And it was a lot of like pulsing the res a lot or letting it dry back for a long time. But because I think it's moisture, I have the Build the Soil 3.0, which I know there is nothing for you could run in 20 some gallons. You can run a plant a whole run and not have an issue. Plus I transplanted it. It's not like I veg the whole time in it either. But I'm also starting to see it's the 3rd week of flower and I'm seeing those spots. And one thing I noticed is this batch, well, in this bed, it's specifically this bed too. Something about it, things get wetter. Even my Build a Soil is getting wet. And it wasn't until I noticed that it's like creeping up to like, if anyone uses the Eco Wet, it's like at the bottom 1/3 of the bed, I have a sensor and that was sitting at like 68%. It took about 5 days to get up to it, but it would get up to that and it would hold it. And like, this is far wetter than any, like I have my 45-gallon pot in the other tent running right now, full blown with water in it. I can't get the bottom past 55%. Like it just, I don't know. There's something about this bed, and my other beds were never this way either. It's something, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the bed has like, instead of sitting on the wicking mat, if something has happened to where like it's soaking up more water in the trenches of the Trader Grow than it actually should instead of sitting in the wicking mat. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I noticed the copper spots coming back when the moisture got really high. I started watching it and I don't see any more. So I think moisture's playing. Yeah. So watch your moisture and get some kind of CalMag just to save your ass a little bit, especially if you're using RO water.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using the Botanicare is their CalMag now for probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I think that there's probably some other. I think there's a lot of different factors going into it. I think knowing how hard my water was from the well for those couple weeks going into it, and the slime that I always dealt with, I'm sure I threw bacteria and everything off.
Did you ever get the well water tested for the ppms? I have a different question about this. Why I'm asking.
I did not see, because I rent, so I did not see the final water report.
There was someone on another Discord that works on water filtration systems for houses, and this house was on well water, and it was like there was just some numbers about everyone thought that was like stupid high of ppms of, I think it's just shit that's in your water. So I was just wondering, if I don't have well water, so I just didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was like heavy biofilm.
Yeah.
Heavy biofilm from it.
That's rough.
And it's the iron-eating bacteria.
Okay. Is that the one that leaves the rings on everything and the toilet bowls and
like
stuff? And
particulate, like floaties, it matriculates in the back tanks of the toilet. Like I had to clean the back tank of my toilet. Now, so landlord put in a whole new softening system, put in the iron buster and a brand new unit. He had the whole thing tuned to the really good water, right? Very well softened water. With softened water comes salt. That salt is really what starts to block out everything and can just build up into your soil. So everything between the water being changed, the bacteria in it, who knows? It's now the third run. It's probably ran out of nutrients along the way. So it's been getting heavy microbial teas, heavy, worm castings. And yeah, I'm trying to.
Will you burn through filters on that RO system?
Because of the well water? Now, not as much. Okay. But before, like I saw it right away. Okay. Like it already started browning up in there within. I mean, because remember, I got this RO system 2 grows ago, and I ran straight RO the first time. Didn't have as much problems with the soil. Only saw a little bit of it. This is the second round where I was like, all right, well, I'm going to add back softened water. And was like, nah, I can't do all softened water. So it's just one of those learned lessons that I don't want to be learning. Because I'm in the midst of stretch, and now's when the crucial time when of course you get a nutrient lockout. So ultimately, I'm down the road, I'm definitely going to sacrifice some volume off the plant for sure. So that's why I moved the other Tangy in there, because it was dealing with the same issue, same soil, same water. It's like I might as well run 5 in this tent, and 5x5 at this stage, and save the energy from the other one, because nothing's gonna particulate into something really big. So kind of a bummer on this one round. I was really chapped. I was really hoping for a solid round on this one. Looking forward to it. So I've given it a lot of attention, and it's drawn even more with this. But yeah,
well, that's a shame. You can't win them all. However, the good news is you'll still get weed to smoke, so it's still a win.
Shouldn't complain too much.
Amen, brother.
What's a few bags of soil relative to what I'll get out of it in the end?
Exactly. Plus all the camaraderie that you made with us chuckle fucks. All for soil. Not a good deal. I wouldn't buy it. Tootall. last we talked briefly of upcoming projects that you had planned.
Mhm.
Not to put you on the spot because you live a busy life, but have you made any progress or what's going on currently with you, big dog? That's right, big dog. I'm adopting that. It sounds horrible, but I'm going to try. There you go. Yag muscle.
Just flexing on him, you know.
Amen.
Nah, but right now I'm still kind of in reset mode. I have my Alebrije Cannabonsai, and I should probably take a picture of it, you know, to post because I haven't in a little bit. But this thing, it started stretching because I have a little just tabletop grow light that I got on Amazon, and I just have it in my room that I have all my books and my comfy chair and to do some reading. I just have it hanging out in there, just 24 hours of light. And
I like that.
yeah, it like stretched up and then it like flopped over. So now it's like growing out of the side of the pot like that. Like the main
How
stalk is
cool.
resting on the pot. And I was like, I bought this little Superman action figure and I was gonna like try to like make it look like he was bending the stalk, but it just when it flopped over and then just started growing straight up, I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna let it ride and just have it do its thing.
I like that
So-
you got to pretend that you had to buy the Superman action figure, not that you had to open one of the mini that you've already owned.
I mean, you know, there's just
it's
something
okay.
about that little curly cute hair in the
You
front
love
there.
'em.
Just
Yeah, well,
puts on those
similar.
glasses and it's like, who are you? I don't know. I don't know who this guy is.
It just leads you to believe that the people in his town are dumber than a bucket of rocks.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's okay.
Yeah, so pretty much
yeah,
that's
so just resetting and doing the bonsai. Okay.
yeah, and then I'm still, you know, like I get in these phases of like I get a lot of motivation to go and do something and then my brain shifts and I start going to do something else. Like I'd been meaning to put this wall back up in my basement grow room now for a while, and I even took measurements. I bought 2x4s. They're sitting in my family room, like they're there. I'm happy that
What
I
a
live by
wonderful-
myself so that no one's just like tripping over these fucking 2x4s. You better do something about this.
It is coming with your significant other sooner or later, my friend. You can't get
Oh,
away with it.
I was married. The amount of times
Yeah,
that I got chewed
exactly.
out for leaving a pair of
Well,
pliers on the table.
Not to go too in depth, but that might not be the best representation of that joke because
Yeah.
she was slightly different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, ADHD be damned. If I set something down in my environment and I walk by it like 3 or 4 times, it just fucking lives there. It just blends in with the
Exactly.
background.
At least
But yeah.
you now know why, right? You can just point to reasoning.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. Just my brain is broken. That's all.
Also, not to give you too many breaks, all three of you. I don't deal with this personally, but winter did just essentially start with you guys. I believe you all got snow, right?
Yeah,
And I only bring that up to tell you that it's been sunny and nice here. But no, I'm kidding. Like that's got to put a damper on a lot of plans where you're like, I'm going to do this. And then you're like, it's fucking 20 degrees. You can do it. Suck it.
And especially now we're approaching, you know, shortest day of the year coming up in like a week or two. So it's just like, I really should start using my happy lamp that I'm just staring at on the side of my desk here. Cause like I try to supplement with vitamin D and, you know, sometimes I'll remember, sometimes I won't. So I know that doing that'll just start helping and like making me feel like I can actually wake up.
Can I recommend try just being miserable all the time, and then you know what? It's not just a season that causes it.
That's what my baby Zoloft is for. That's why I take that.
You know what, Howling? He's 3 kids short of that adopted lifestyle. So
Yeah, true.
although Stoney keeps a chipper personality. It's almost like
teenagers.
he's already been so yeah. Okay, there you go. You've been
one's
beaten.
one's out of high school, well into college. The other one's in high school, pain in the ass, but he's the reason.
That's just Stoney subtly reminding you, Howling, that you could have been done.
Yes, I could have, and life saved the strong-willed one till the end.
Amen. having met that wonderful kid, it is truly a curse and blessing that you deserve.
Yep.
That kid is scary smart, and it scared me to.
So are you building out a room, Tootall? Or are you?
So I had a room in my basement that was a bathroom, Like, it was a bathroom with a shower stall and a toilet, and like, I remember as a kid using it, but then it just got used for storage and wasn't everything just kind of went to shit in there, for lack of a better term. So we ended up, taking the toilet out. We put a plug over the toilet because the pipe was all rusted in there, and like the wax ring was completely gone. And there was a shower stall in the corner. And when we were doing some cleaning up in my house and doing some big like demo projects to move some things around, the shower stall, when we took it out, was built into the wall. So like there's the pan for the for the shower, and then just like there was that piece that had um the faucet and everything, and the shower head coming out of it, and it's just a big gaping hole right now. But with it used to be being a shower, my thought is they had turned off the water to where the tap was for the shower head. So I think that I could probably take that pipe and then run it into the side of the new wall that I'm going to put in, and then I have water in my grow. If
Yeah.
I can do it, cool. It's not really too, it's not too important to me because I have the slop sink in the basement, and that's usually where I fill my water up anyway, and then just, throw the air stones in and throw my pHing in. And but if I can have water in there, cool. If not, then it's, 20-foot walk over to where the slop
Mhm.
sink is, and then just, carrying the 2 5-gallon
Yeah.
buckets of water through the basement. So, but yeah,
Can I
so I've
ask a dumb question in regards to snow? Why can't you take a bucket of snow and you like a 5-gallon bucket of snow and let it melt and use that to water your plants?
I haven't tried it. I
I'm just
probably
curious.
could.
Well, you'd end up getting about a gallon.
Yeah, because it's
Well,
just
fair.
everything's going to
Yeah.
condense down so much. But I mean, with the amount of snow that we get here in Buffalo, I'm kind of
But
okay.
is there a particular reason not to? I mean, the snow would just essentially melt into what would be
Yeah.
rain, right? It's the
Correct.
same
Yeah.
shit. I know
Mhm.
this sounds like I'm a child who's just discovering the world, but I'm just thinking if you had enough buckets, could
In
you
theory,
make your okay? Yeah, that's all I
in
asked.
theory,
Okay, thank you.
I guess in theory, you would also have to assume that during the freezing process before the snow fell, it probably grabs whatever impurities were in the
That's
air.
true. That was my question is if you like I wonder if you tested it if you also lived in a place like,
Don't know.
Los
You know what I mean?
Angeles, not that it snows, but
Yeah.
the air quality isn't great, so you wouldn't
Mhm.
want anything capturing that. But I was wondering if there's anybody who does that, let us know.
Yeah. Be
Curious.
interesting.
I'm sure they're like, no, it kills your plants
No,
instantly.
yeah.
Have you been in
No
America?
Well, it's like
We all
it's like
breathe in microplastics.
everyone's like, "Oh, you should use rain barrels
Mhm.
from your roof." Okay, well, that's a great idea, but you're sending all sorts of tars and minerals and everything's from all of the nastiness of that even if you do the really cool system where it's like different heights and different layers,
Yeah,
so it
that's the
settles things
sediment
out,
layers.
you still have like your water's been soaking in all of this stuff and it can be really tannic and all these sorts of things. So it's not necessarily great for cannabis gardens, but
No,
I
it
wouldn't use it
wouldn't be
on a vegetable garden either. Like anything I'm going to
yeah.
consume, I probably wouldn't like flowers and stuff. And yeah, I'll do that. I don't
Yeah.
care. But
There's also special there's like because there's gray water systems, right? That essentially does that you can also divert like your laundry or shower systems if you use
right.
biodegradable soaps. Like there's all that kind of crazy stuff you do.
Mhm.
But generally you divert them to plants that you don't consume because
Right.
just to be safe, right? Like there's
Mhm.
a probably not a great chance you'll get sick, but why risk it if you can just be like grow those flowers?
Mhm. Yeah.
But no, I could totally dig the idea of having water closer in your grow, Tootall. So when you do find the motivation, which I'm sure will be just around the corner as things get darker and we have holidays and whatnot,
Yeah.
still I look forward to it. Do you have any planned out what you want to grow coming up that is a must yet? I'm sure I've
Um,
asked you a million times.
yeah, and it always kind of changes depending on which
Hmm.
direction the wind is blowing, but I'm definitely gonna be throwing at least one sauce down, and then I think I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
do a blueberry sauce. just because I hear so much about blueberry sauce and I see Howling shaking his head. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and I would love to, just because I use Back Nine Bandits roll-ons when on my temples when I start getting a bad migraine attack, and it's not bad enough that I need to take my migraine medication, but it's not low grade enough that just some extra strength Tylenol migraine stuff is gonna take care of it, and he uses the sauce in that, so I'm wanting to find that relief with the migraine stuff, and I know the sauce is a big hit, and blueberry sauce seemed like it's fun, but I also have I have kind of the whole sauce line that I had gotten from Gromy Dust. So
Heck
he had
yeah.
sent me a little bit of everything. So there's like the root beer sauce, white sauce, applesauce, blueberry sauce, just all of them. So picking through that, definitely I think blueberry and regular sauce. And then once I finish that room in my basement, I'll be able to move my other 2x4 down there. So I'll have the two kind of offset tandem in the basement.
Nice.
So the other one I'm just gonna do one photo and one auto. So I've got to put my Sunny T in for the grow
Hell
along,
yeah.
and then
Excellent
I have
choice.
to look through my other Alebrije seed stock and see what I have, and maybe try to throw some freebies down, just because
Why
the
not?
freebies could be awesome.
Yeah.
Usually are.
Often they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they are.
I
Yeah.
can generally think of the first couple freebies and a person who that's one of their favorite smokes, right? Like the original Dogathon, or is Captain Jay's. Absolutely loves that. Howling loves the dog treats.
Dog
And that
snacks.
was another
Yeah.
freebie. Dog snacks. Yeah. Shit, my memory is so shot. Jesus
Dog
Christ.
treats.
Dog, same shit. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Can I
dig it all,
tell
man.
you a horror story really quick? Because you just reminded me of it.
If you clarify whether or not you said whore or horror,
Right.
because I
was
want
a
to hear the first,
whore.
not the latter.
I went to I was going to grow dog snacks again, and so I went to the
Okay.
box that it's supposed to be in, and the vials are there, and the seeds aren't, and I don't know where the seeds are. I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, you are in luck.
I
my
know.
friend.
I mean, I know
have
they were
some
in there
if you
because I've
want
grown
some.
dog snacks. Like this is like something I don't know if I spilt them or something out of the box. I have no idea, but they're not there.
Well, I have plenty, my friend. If
Yeah,
you
I may
want
need to
some.
bum one.
Yeah, for sure. I'll send them to you. I've grown it once. I've smoked it. It was very good. I've got other Alebrije that I need to grow and smoke, so I'll cross that one off and send them to you. Speaking of stuff, you sent me a package, which I was so stoked to get. I can't appreciate you enough. Unfortunately, you sent me a dog chew that is a frog. So my dog is currently chewing on a frog, which is not going to end well for my collection of frogs. But thank you again so much.
You're very welcome.
You sent me an air tag to put on my dog's collar because my dog ran away. I hadn't talked about it, but the reason we took a break was because unfortunately my dog passed away. I lost my best friend after 15 years, and so I kind of took a week. And then in that meantime, Megan got a message from someone who had this Australian cattle dog corgi mix that needed to be put up for adoption because it was the adoption agency was full. Like there was this whole story of how someone basically abandoned this dog in the desert because it had gotten to the point that it wasn't selling. It's some stupid designer breed called cowboy corgis, which is, I know it's as dumb as this, irritating just because the name alone, but it's that cross people wanted. After 4 months, they couldn't sell it. So they just abandoned 4 of these dogs into the desert. So she took it in, didn't have space for it, took care of all the medicine, vaccines, neutering, all that stuff, but was getting to where he's a year old and no one wanted him because he was extremely skittish and scared and just a poor little baby. as Megan would put it. And so, anywho, long story short, he's found his way into my home. So I lost my dog and found another one, which was wonderful, bittersweet, but adjusting. This dog is so scared. It ran away from me, and I got to spend the morning, 6 a.m. chasing it, running through the neighborhood, looking for it. We ultimately found it 4 hours later, scared shitless on some abandoned apartment's patio because some vendor was going in to replace the carpets but couldn't get in because of the dog. So I got a call from the apartment complex, got to get my dog, but have him back. But holy shit, is he still scared? So I'm dealing with all that fun stuff. It's been a long time since I've had a young puppy dog, man. It's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But I really appreciate it, Howling. You know how much I hate you spending any amount of money. So this is a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I could have sent you the tag I have and saved a little bit of money, but it's like I want to send the puppy some toys too. So it just worked out easiest because by the time I got toys and had to package them, I'm like, for one, I need to get this air tag in his hands because who knows when the next time this may happen. But then it would end up costing as much just to have something like Amazon. So that was fine. This was like a no-brainer.
I do appreciate it.
No, I'm hoping like it can happen. Like I had a dog run off, and actually I worry about Ivan. Ivan is a skittish dog too. And so I worry one of these times that if I drop the leash or something, he may go running on me. So I was even thinking I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting a tag on him because you don't need another 4-hour day. And thankfully you got him back. I mean,
I know.
I know we were all
murder me. Dude.
Yeah, I know we were all like really worried that like this wasn't going to end as a happy ending.
No.
And so,
so hopefully it would have
that
been brutal, but yes, I appreciate all the kind words.
Anytime.
I've gotten a lot of support. Unfortunately, I've had a rather rough go of it, but I've gotten so much community support that it's been overwhelming. So we're back on track. That week
awesome.
Was our week off as I mourned. But everything's copacetic now, so we move on. But in my garden, the whole time I've still had a garden. Good thing about earth boxes is you can practically have the world fall down around you, and shit goes on. That should be their fucking slogan. Earth boxes, even when the world sucks. But I've got Jordan Stretch, a Tangy Rainbow Cross going that I accidentally topped essentially after super cropping a bunch, but she's really looking good. She's fucking fattening up, which is wonderful, except for that top nug is so sun bleached that it's just like getting so chonky, but also sun bleached. So it's like, no, man, like get chunkier below. It's pretty anyhow. And then I have the hammerhead, which is just a massive spear at this point. And then the mango crush and the solo cup from Cat Dad. And so that tent's been kicking off. And then finally, my other tent, the non-Alebrije tent, is starting going. I had that spotless mind from Daz that I planted, but I had been fucking around with the cocoa coins essentially. And when I went to move them, I squeezed it and the whole fucking plant came off. So that was like replanted. So it's like stunted essentially. So I planted a Star Fox and a Galaxy Express. So the Star Fox is one of Murch's reproductions, and the Galaxy Express is from Rince. It's one of his crosses. So there's 3 in that, kind of solo cut planted into the earth box deal. And then I planted a eggnog surprise for my homeboy Ganic in the other earth box. So Alebrije invaded once again. And that's taken off. And that's also where the Cannabonsai is. I really didn't want to talk about a Cannabonsai in the same episode as Stoney talked about his, because it's like a kindergartner describing his day before the fucking dad talks about his. But one of those is a Grow Me cross, the Black Sea, the Drowsy Labaka and Black Sea, and the Cannabonsai. So yeah, so that's the one that I twisted together. Anyhow, the failure in attempt to do anything when Stoney and Maddie Bloom and all the others are in the contest. It is a feeble attempt, but I tried regardless. So yeah, that's my rough little tent. It's just been on an autopilot. I haven't been able to give it much love. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to do that I wasn't able to. Like I haven't hit them with a T at all. I've been doing other things or trying not to do anything. So having said that, they're coming to the point where some of them are going to start coming down within the next couple of weeks. I'm on like day 70s on some things. And I think that Spotless Mind is coming close. And also there's not much there. So I'm not really going to go for perfect, right? Once it gets close enough, I'm getting close enough because I'm going to replace it with photos. Because I've got
great.
Yeah, I got the drippy eye that Big Jer sent me, and I'm gonna do the violet haze that Herb sent me. He finally reached out and was like, "It was me, dumbass," and I was like, "I know, I'm sorry." Someone else mentioned it too. I'm an idiot. You sent me both hazes. I don't know why I couldn't put that together, but come on, man. I have a podcast about growing pot. Don't expect me to remember shit. So I'm gonna pop that, and then I've got BGG sent me George's Root Beer, Mythical Grape, and Strawberry Widow. So I think I'm gonna pop a George's Grape and then also a Tangy Photo, and kind of see, like, I know which two are gonna make it, but I also want two backups and kind of see what happens. Maybe I'm not 100% yet. I might just go with the two and not waste a seed. I've got plenty of time. I've got a couple weeks, right? I don't have to plant some of those photos till late December. And I don't want to look at the clock or time and calendar and say we're already in December. And yeah, fuck. Okay, I got to make a decision sooner than later. Remind me in a couple weeks. I got too much other shit going on. But anywho, yeah, I've got those photos planned coming up. And I'm excited because they're both fairly long flowering times, right? Like, they're going to be going for 10 weeks minimum. Maybe not. No, there's never going to go 9. I don't know what I'm thinking about. They're going long. So unfortunately, I decided I needed to do some head stash before I did my project. And then for whatever reason, I decided to take super long flower hazes just because I was like, those sound delicious. And I'm a simpleton. So we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean?
Just got to go with what you like.
There's no point in not, right? Like I really like. Also, when I was making most of these plans, I hadn't yet won George's Root Beer, and Big Jer was like, "I'll send you this," and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, I'll check that. I'll call for sure. It's Mass Medical, right? Like, fuck yeah, I'll go some Mass Medical." And then I was looking through some seeds because I had to pull out some seeds to finally get caught up on shipping to everybody. You know, I'm proud to say that I've shipped out almost all of it. There's still one, but he's the one who's still calling me an asshole and shit like that. Even though I was like, all right, dude. So he'll get his eventually, just not with any hurry, if you catch my drift. Anyhow, I was looking through it and I found the Violet Haze and I started looking at it. And I looked into it, and fucking Herb sent me another paragraph about how great it was. So I was like, shit, I guess I'm locked into this. Who cares if it's a long flower, right? Who cares if by next year I'm still talking about the Violet Haze because I just still haven't flipped or some
and you
shit.
got 2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks, and I've completely run out of head stash, and I'm walking to Howling's house at that rate. No, but it won't be bad. It'll be because I'm going to start vegging early while the photos or while the autos are finishing. And then I'm going to transplant. And Howling and I were talking about how long to do it. He's thinking about 2 weeks. I'm thinking I'll follow that.
2 weeks.
2 weeks in a solo, 2 weeks into the Earth box, and then flip. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think like probably going to get at least 2, 2x stretch.
Yeah, and
at least 2.
I also am notoriously shit at transplanting anything, so I will need recovery time. Guaranteed. I
Yeah.
have to build in recovery time for everything because I'm as clumsy as a mofo. So
I think that's when you've done so much for Odin so far that you have to tag Megan in on transplanting.
oh, that would be funny. You know what? It would be frustrating if she was really good at it, because every time I ask her to do something, she's like phenomenal at it. And at a certain point, I stop asking her to do things because I'm like, I got to be able to do a thing or two, right? Like, I'll write something and she'll be like, you need to rewrite that. I'm like, you just write it. And at a certain point, I'm just exploiting it for her free writing. So I got to take some responsibility.
There is
man.
an option, but maybe you shouldn't do it. But you could use
what a wonderful way to start a
Well, no, I mean,
suggestion.
what occurred to me is, and I did this like with my pepper plants, is you get the AC Infinity nursery bags, the really thin fabric, and you get the 1/4 gallon size or something, use that instead of the solo, and then just drop that in a hole. Like, you don't have to take it out of a container or anything. You just dig a hole and you just put it there.
Yeah, I think wasn't God, who was telling us about that? Kiss Organics, Tad.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about the bottomless transplant, I believe, if I remember correctly. Or it was someone
it's
else.
just a pot with no bottom on it, and they just put it on the top. But
yeah,
you're going to be growing hazes. I don't know if you want to risk any vertical.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to risk it. Also, I joke more like there's only so much you can do when you transplant a photo to truly fuck it up. I'm not that
it's
bad.
really hard.
Yeah,
It's really hard.
I mean, autos, you look at it wrong when you transplant it, and it fucking stunts. But
The thing is that as long as like whatever you didn't like permanently kill it, it all just takes time, and it'll recover.
You can replace everything with time.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I'm trying to lower the time because I'm in for too much time.
It's going to be a great 2027 harvest.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll start the project after. No, it's well worth it. I know that Herb has wanted me to grow it for a few years. So you ask me to do something a couple times, and it only takes me 5 or so years before I start doing it.
Yeah, I picked up a couple hazes during one of the sales for the holiday, and I'm just looking at them, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be nice. But then it's just like that, 10 to 13 week flowering, and you're just like, ooh, this is a long relationship. I hope it's worth it.
Did you see? I know this is slightly a side topic, but did you see Bob's tie that he has? That massive photo tie that he has in that bed.
Yeah,
It's
thing is wild,
insane. Yeah, it's such a landrace trait. But you often see you could flower that haze for 13 weeks and end up looking something like that too. Mm-hmm. You're just like, that was great.
And then just making sure that you catch that flip early so you can actually, not have to be like, okay, just like jacking that light all the way up.
I look forward to it. It'll be fun. I say before I do every mistake I ever make is it'll be fun.
On day fuck my life of flower.
Yeah. we've at this point you've all also quit the podcast, and I've got 7 new people, and I'm still fucking flowering that shit. That's unfair. You guys won't quit. You'll be forced out. No, I'm just kidding. Howling and I will pay some dude to help. I have nothing else to talk about in my garden. It is getting on, so it is important that I ask a ridiculous question. This doesn't count as my question, but did you guys all have a good Thanksgiving? I didn't ask. Was it good? Do you eat well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully
it was
no
good.
drama.
No drama. Great to be around family.
Perfect. I also had a great one. I had to drive a lot, but my nephews were in town and nieces. I met my niece for the first time. She's super small, which is awesome. She's adorable. Great time. Now we're back. Now my ridiculous question. Let's think. Okay. You are going to a restaurant that specializes in appetizers. This is just generic. It's if you order an appetizer, it's on the menu, but that's their specialty. What are some of your favorite appetizers that you're ordering at this restaurant? Let's go with Howling. What are you getting at the app restaurant, which is called the App Store?
It would have to be either pulled pork nachos or some
that's a
sort
good
of
choice.
chicken wing,
Ooh,
like some kind of like
choices.
Asian and like inspired
You
kind
go
of
for
wing.
this. You go more
Yeah.
sweet. Do you like the more
Like
sweet
a
wing?
sweet spicy. Like
Yeah.
I like both of those together. Like I'm a nut for, and it's terrible stuff, but like Buffalo Wild Wings has like Asian zing sauce,
bunch of
which
flavors.
I like that one a
Mhm.
lot. So something like that, some kind of wing, or pulled pork nachos, preferably cooked near a wood fire.
Ooh, that does sound wonderful. I used to love wings and be all about like the spicier the better. Ironically, since I quit drinking, I don't really partake in the spicy battle anymore. It's almost like I needed to be inebriated to like, it's like performance enhancing maybe to just be hammered drunk and be able to handle it. But a solid wing choice is always good. Tootall.
I'm gonna go with fried pickles.
Terrible
Just-
choice. Absolutely
it's-
disgusting choice. No more ants. No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm
Fried
gonna
pickles,
say
huh?
when they're done very well.
If they're still crispy in the end,
Yes.
inside, like there's a
Yeah.
crunch inside,
Mhm.
then it's
You know what sucks about a fried pickle is the pickle. So I don't think there's a way of making it good.
No, I mean
Fried pickle. Okay, I get you.
Fried pickle, crab rangoons,
Mm.
because I enjoy a good rangoon. But we're gonna go with the triangle style, not with like the present style, like that bundle.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking
Because
about. Yeah.
because when I dip in dip in the sauce, and then you bite into it and it just puffed up a little bit in the middle with the filling. So then you can just take the sauce and just drizzle it in and just, OD on condiments. Yeah. It's crazy.
That is fantastic. Stoney,
Yeah.
hit me with those. You were going two. You were more entitled to two. I'm sorry. I ended Tootall's too quickly. You're entitled to more than two. Were there more than two?
I think there was at one point, but I was just getting lost in drizzling sauce. So I'll pass on.
All right. Then at this point, it's mandatory to do two. Howling set the stage. Tootall made it a law. Stoney, give me your two apps that you're ordering. You can go more. Fuck it. I don't care. Who runs this shit?
All right. Yeah. That's going to be a hard one. I definitely like a crispy fried wing with you, Howling. So I'm going to go with that one. I'm a big fan of like the potato starch dusted ones that are fried. So it's a really cool way to get crispy. You can get them in an air fryer, pretty crispy too. But then if anything, I'm going for like Calbee grilled ribs, like the short ribs that have been real thinly sliced and marinated, sweet soy, like sticky, kind of gochujang chili, fermented, glazed and char grilled on the grill. I'm a huge fan of anything that's been frittered. So I don't know if anyone's ever had a conch fritter, but my mentor used to make a conch fritter from down in Florida that he taught me how to braise the hell out of the conch long enough for it. I don't know if you've ever seen a conch, but it's, this the ones that you blow the seashell through as a conch.
Yeah.
And you kind of slip a knife in and there's one little abductor that you make a cut and the whole thing kind of falls out. It kind of looks like a shoe. But if you braise it just right, it comes apart and is super tender and you can make a crispy fucking fritter out of it. So any sort of like crispy fried fritter with like a fatty mayonnaise based spicy kind of acidic sauce to it. Yeah, you put those three on the table and I'm going to be happy like a poodle.
Yeah. When I was in Japan, I had a takoyaki or where they do the squid and the rolled balls.
Yeah.
It was
balls.
It was pretty good. I mean, you look at it and you're like, okay, is this really a thing? Is there really that little part of sucker kind of coming out on the side? But then you just eat it and you don't think about it. And then you're just like,
fucking
ooh,
delicious.
yeah.
Fucking delicious, man.
You know
Just
what they
all
say about
textures.
food? Don't think about it, just eat it. That's how you know it's good. Also, I saw a lot of conch in college.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
Thank
you
you,
did.
Howling.
Ew.
Mine are going to be slightly more simple. I'm going to go with chips and salsa being one of the more ultimate ones. It's rather unfortunate with my teeth issue as of right now, needing to pay money to do something. Chips and salsa are not a regular menu item because I'm not insane. I do not enjoy pain. I am no masochist. But chips and salsa, I think, are a must. I really like dips. Dips, excuse me, but I'm hesitant to go two dips. So I will say, if you consider Howling took nachos, I was gonna go like street tacos, but that's my answer for most things. So I will go enchiladas. Nice appetizer of an enchilada.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of other ones I enjoy, but to be honest with you, I very rarely ever order appetizers because they're so fucking expensive. I'm not sitting down with that shit. Megan and I always have, like, when we go out to dinner, I always make sure she can get, you know, an appetizer to however many she wants. But even now she's like, holy shit, that's a lot for a piece of bread. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. We don't even like it that much too. You're just like, it was okay. Like,
Yeah.
well, I remember how many times in my drunken days I'd get like, oh, I'm gonna get that chili con queso on the menu, and then it would come and you'd eat it, and then you'd have a whole skillet of chili con queso left over, and you'd be like, man, was that worth the $30 I paid for that?
No.
Regardless, that is how this growing podcast ends, on a terrible joke about chili con queso. Does anyone have anything to plug? I will once again thank you all for joining me, my dear friends. Howling, anything to plug this week?
No, I don't think so.
Wonderfully insightful. Stoney, anything to plug?
Missouri Worms. So make sure you get check out the podcast that we had. Was it 2 weeks ago that he was on?
I believe so. It was probably longer because we had the whole chaos slightly after.
Yeah.
I will allow that shout out because he's a Cowboys fan. So
And we want to
he's
get him
good
back
people.
on. We want to get him back on to pick his brain a
That
little bit
too,
more down the
but,
road. So.
I mean, in
Shout
the
out
level
to
of
him.
importance, my love for his team is better.
Yeah.
Tootall, do you have anything you would like to plug, my friend?
No, just love each other.
You say that like, nah, nothing to plug, just universal peace. What a wonderful thing to plug in this wonderful lead up to. I will now say, for Howling's delight, the holiday season has started.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is here,
we can
people.
yeah. I've yet to see your decorations, so who's truly failed?
Yeah.
Anywho, thank you all for listening to this. I appreciate you all for joining me. Adios.
Later.
See you soon.
Bye.